Well, Sharon, we'll let you know, but certainly take a look at this. By cooler, we're already looking at fog making its way into the picture right now, and that's going to be the case possibly for the next couple of days. So we'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit. But again, getting a shot right now from Malibu. Taking a look at radar, you'll see that fog already starting to approach the coast, the Santa Monica Bay right there as well, and it's going to continue to make a push inland into the overnight hours, probably just the basin and the coast, really looking at that thick fog into the morning hours, mixing out by the afternoon. Temperatures this evening into the 60s, 66 in Beverly Hills, 66 currently in downtown. Heading over to Montebello, you're at 72 degrees. Chino Hills at 75 degrees. Riverside at 80. Checking in with Westminster, you're currently at 70 degrees. So temperature is pretty mild right now. We had a warm day, but again, it was cooler. It's going to continue to cool. We'll let you know for how long, and let you know when we're going to warm up again, coming up in just a little bit. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right, how about Hunter? Is he a good, does he chase after?
He chases gophers and squirrels.
Hunter does?
He never catches them, but he tries.
Oh,
bless his heart.
And your little pug, he can barely walk 2 feet.
He can barely move.
Taking a nap.
That's true, but he does bark at the squirrels and the gophers.
Barking is good.
Yeah, he's a barker.
Yeah.
So that's his contribution.
He just barks laying
down.
down.
But he swims. He's a pug that swims. I don't know if he would swim with the sharks.
My dog loves to swim too. Yeah, sharks.
But pugs usually don't swim because they're little. So, yeah, that was great.
Really cool video.
Imagine if that was your dog. Would you be a little scared? I'd be a little scared.
Yeah, I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
Her dog's bigger than most sharks.
Yeah, her dog's bigger than her.
Let's talk about the weather because it's cooling down.
It is cooling down.
Sharon was a day early on this cool stuff.
Yesterday, I said, okay, it felt cooler.
Yes.
No, not so much.
Not so much.
It was hotter.
Yeah, but you know what?
It was sort of
cooler. It was a premonition. You knew it was coming.
Sure.
So there you go.
Yeah.
And you got it.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah,
How
that
beautiful.
was some true blue forecasting.
That really truly is right now at 8:17, huh?
Right? You know it's summer.
Look how bright out it is.
I know. You know it's summer when it's still that light out. So again, the sun eventually coming down pretty soon here, but we are getting a look from our Blue Ridge camera, I believe, and just looking at gorgeous conditions. Still dealing with sunshine. Light conditions outside, mild conditions outside as well. We're right here at the Broadcast Center in Studio City. We're at 67 degrees, so still quite mild. Earlier today, we did cool it down. We got down to 80 degrees for today, and that was a few degrees below average, which is 84 degrees. Record temperatures 100 degrees, so certainly didn't get anywhere close to that. Over the next 24 hours, we're getting down to the 60s, upper 60s first thing in the morning, 80s by the afternoon again. So we're still keeping temperatures below average, but for the most part, we're cooler. Some spots a little bit above where we were today, but for the most part, again, we're just keeping it below average for the next couple of days. Your weather headlines showing you morning fog tomorrow, cooler temperatures as well. And, well, the fog's going to mix out eventually. We will see that afternoon sunshine, and we will see a warm-up as we head into the weekend. High pressure rebuilding into Southern California, and as it does, we are expecting a warmer forecast. And then cooler next week with a little bit of monsoonal moisture potentially coming our way next week. But for now, this is what temperatures look like as we head into tomorrow. Downtown, 82 degrees, Anaheim 85, Palmdale, you're at 96 for tomorrow, and Woodland Hills getting up to 90 degrees for tomorrow. So still warm, but again, a little below average for this time of year. So you'll see futurecast set for 6 a.m. We are dealing with fog at the coast, fog in the basin, receding back toward the coastline in the morning hours, and by the afternoon, we are dealing with more sunshine. Take a look at your 5-day forecast right here. You're going to see sunshine across the board for the valleys and the Inland Empire. We are expecting temperatures to stay into the 90s and then eventually cooling it down. Back to you.
All right. Yeah. Somebody call AAA and tweet us and let us know.
Great question.
All right. Well, and we'll put our Twitter addresses up a little later in case somebody gets to the bottom of it, because that's a very good suggestion. Okay. Well, take a look at this shot, you guys. Something is a little different. Can you tell what's different in this shot? Fog.
Yeah.
Yep. You were right. Sharon raised her hand. Just thought I'd let you know. She physically raised her hand. Yes, that's right. Yeah, fog, certainly. A very different shot for us. We're kind of not used to it. We've been seeing very clear conditions, very warm conditions. And tonight, well, it's still mild out there, but the fog's already starting to roll in. You saw it in that shot of LAX. You're going to see it right here on radar, starting to push into Southern California, waking up to foggy conditions. But then by the afternoon, we are expecting a little more sunshine. And, well, it's foggy, but it is actually pretty mild. The coast a little cooler, though. That fog starts to roll in. 62 degrees right now in Santa Monica. Over to Inglewood, you're at 63. Beverly Hills, 66. A little warmer once we head over to San Gabriel Valley. San Gabriel at 72 degrees. Arcadia, 73. Eagle Rock at 72 degrees. And checking in with Chino Hills, 73. Diamond Bar, 71. So temperatures still pretty warm right now through the IE. As we take it down to Orange County, upper 60s and 70s. The coast still waiting to see a little more cloud cover. Long Beach into Huntington Beach right there. We're into the 60s. 70 in Fullerton. and 71 currently in Yorba Linda. So again, we are bracing for fog. We're already seeing it roll into the forecast. It's going to stay with us through the morning hours. It's probably going to start to mix out a little later in the afternoon, or morning rather, into the afternoon hours as we head into the next couple of days. So temperatures already cooling down today, keeping it cooler the next couple of days, then warming it up again. We'll have all those details coming up in your 5-day forecast in just a little bit. Back to you.
Thank you, Evelyn.
Oh, and in some cases that may not be a good thing.
What?
That's a benefit. Okay. Woo! That one went over my head. All right. Okay. Well, let's get to the forecast. How about that? And we're going to switch the subject. As we do, you're going to see plenty of people out and about tonight, and you're going to see plenty of fog, actually, over Santa Monica right now, something we haven't seen in quite a little while here. We were below average today, still warm, but temperatures topping out at 80 degrees for downtown, about 4 degrees below average for this time of year. Certainly didn't get close to record temperatures. Over the next 24 hours, we're not getting close to record temperatures, down to the 60s, upper 60s first thing in the morning, with fog slated for the forecast. And by the afternoon, we're looking at partly sunny conditions in the basin. In the inland spots, a little more sunshine along the coast, a little cloudier. But morning fog across the board, mainly along the coast, the basin, possibly spanning into your inland valleys. We are expecting cooler temperatures as well, even though that fog is going to mix out and we will see that sunshine. We're still keeping temperatures a little cooler, but then we're warming it right back up again as we head into the weekend and then cooling it down all over again. So it's a little bit of a roller coaster. It's cooler, then warmer, then cooler again. Also want to mention by next week, could even see a little bit of monsoonal moisture. But for now, we're just looking at dry conditions. Temperatures into the 70s, 80s, and 90s. 82 in downtown. Santa Monica getting up to 74. Palmdale, 96 for tomorrow. And Woodland Hills getting up to about 90 degrees. So we hit the triple digits earlier this week, but not the case over the next couple of days. Cooling it down tomorrow, even more so on Friday. And then by the time we hit the weekend, that's when we warm it up again. But we're talking about that fog. We're already seeing it. You're going to see it on Futurecast first thing in the morning. Pretty much everybody expecting foggy conditions by 10 a.m. starting to recede back toward the coastline, and then by about 11:45, right before noontime, we're expecting sunnier conditions and keeping things pretty sunny and somewhat warm, below average, but still warm. We're not calling it cool by any stretch of imagination. So the valleys in the Inland Empire in the 90s tomorrow, so cooler, a little more cooling on Friday, warming up Saturday and Sunday, and then cooling it down all over again as we head into Monday. Rick and Sharon, back to you.
All right, thanks, Evelyn.